Earlier this evening when I was talking in a group um, about sustainable energy in our local communities, one of the things I talked about was how the local urban communities in the United States are natural wealth builders with the ability to leverage not just states, but entire countries economically if we learn to use our vision for the greater good as opposed to the greater greed. Because in this day and age, our cities must reflect and should reflect the 21st century, especially when it comes to sustainable energy production. Now, I tell folks all the time, I'm not a person who like to engage in the politics of sustainable energy. Instead, I want to leverage an energy policy to help empower local communities with a new workforce that will help sustain local communities here in places like Michigan, like Inkster and Ecorse, Highland Park, and Benton Harbor, Michigan. So when we take a look at renewable and sustainable energy technologies, just like you see in the STEAM industries, and what I mean by STEAM, I'm talking about science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. These are technology, folks, that are needed to help rebuild local communities to prosperity. It's our responsibility as visionaries and futurists on this journey to lead and strive to build a talented and globally competitive workforce, a vibrant economy, and great quality of life, and effective and efficient and accountable government that works for our local communities here. Now, there are several reasons why renewable energy and technology are needed in this day and age more than ever. For example, if you live in Detroit, like in Southwest Detroit, you understand environmental pollution. You can go straight down I-75 right outside downtown Detroit, and you can smell the stench coming off the landscape of industrial stacks and facilities. You can go down near Delray and in areas where Marathon and Great Lakes, the old Great Lakes Steel, Detroit Edison, wastewater treatment plant with Gliwa, and a dozen other industrial facilities that continue to pollute the atmosphere. And then you look across Detroit and other local communities in Michigan, there's a legacy of lead contamination and hazardous waste. You have soil samples from lawns, nearby properties in our community that reveal significantly high levels of lead. Studies show that among infants and young children, lead poisoning has been associated with the development and behavioral disorders and juvenile delinquency. So you can look at a situation like Flint, Michigan, that's still fighting this water issue with lead that just pretty much killed off an entire generation. And then three of the five largest commercial hazardous waste landfills in the U.S. are located in mostly Black or Hispanic communities. These landfills account for 40% of the nation's estimated commercial landfill space. So Michigan leads the nation, folks, in terms of the disparity between the percentages of people of color living within 2 miles of a hazardous waste facility compared to the percentage of minorities outside that radius. That's a problem, ladies and gentlemen. And the most important thing I would like to drive here is the importance for development of a renewable energy workforce in urban communities. Today, there has to be a sustainable energy strategy, which is designed to enable the human race to make the transition from historic fossil fuels, which dramatically improved the quality of life over the pre-industrial period, to a new clean generation of energy, which will enable us in national security terms to be liberated from the dependence of foreigners, enable us in economic terms to be effective in worldwide competition, and enable us in environmental terms to provide for a much cleaner and healthier future. I mean, that's just real talk. And when you look at most cities, most Black cities controlled by Black people, we simply don't have a sustainable energy plan within our municipality's master plan. Developing a sustainable energy execution plan should be embedded in a urban community's master plan to be economically sound for a city that's on life support. Some may make fun at clean tech jobs and green jobs, but The reality of the situation, folks, is we are in a 21st century job market within the confines of the fourth industrial revolution. So when you're looking at when you're looking at investing in sustainable energy jobs or clean tech jobs, this means new career paths for local urban middle class workers at a time when blue collar jobs are drying up or shipping out. Whether it's a solar panel manufacturer or green building construction worker or sustainable forestry worker, these jobs are for real. And when you take a look at going back a little bit with this master plan that I was talking about earlier tonight, we need to incorporate what is called a sustainable enterprise zone. Now, these are areas where green businesses and green collar employers are given incentives and benefits to locate and hire. This is going to be part of a comprehensive sustainable economic development plan distinguished by eco-industrial parks. Let's go a little bit further into this conversation real briefly. When you take a look at most local urban communities that's controlled by Black people, what they have in their city charter and city code, they have the right to develop a municipal utility company for their residents. So please explain why our local urban communities are financially strapped when we have the tools in front of us to invest in a sustainable utility company to generate revenue for our communities. It's inexcusable for local urban communities not to become 100% sustainable in the next 5 to 10 years. So when you look at cities like Michigan, cities in Michigan, right here, like Inkster or Highland Park or Detroit or Ecorse or River Rouge, Muskegon Heights, Benton Harbor, they have to invest in renewable energy, in the renewable energy economy, this clean tech economy, one that will create a new era of high-paying middle-class jobs and an investment that can strengthen the overall economy by reducing government budget deficits. Therefore, we should redirect our energy and focus on developing clean tech communities that will include an optimistic, positive, science, technologically based, entrepreneurial, market-oriented, incentive-led environmentalism that creates more solutions faster that will result in more biodiversity with less pollution and a safer urban community.